Hey YouTube, what's up? This is the Reluctant Navi back again. Um, Oi to the bang, Vasses los, bonjour mes amis, ni hao ni hama, konnichiwa, um, kedu, bawani. Seem like I'm forgetting somebody. All right, I think I got that's all my peeps and all the people that I think listen. Um, and if I forgot a group, shout it out to me in the section. Keep me on my toes. Keep me on my toes. All right. So this is Reluctant Nobby back again. News and views. My views on the news that's out there. And basically, I'm back with this video because I want y'all on my channel to check out these other channels too. And there's a couple of brothers that I listen to and stuff, and we seen people. All of us have different information, all right, because we have different backgrounds, right? But when you look at all the information that we all put out to the brothers, right? It'll help you piece together a whole story. No one of us have it all, right? I have all of what I know, but all of what I know isn't enough. You know what I mean? And um, all of what each of the other guys have, it may be all of what they know, still isn't enough. But if you put us all together, because our minds are finite, we're not omnipotent, we're not the Almighty. All right. So ignorant females, I'm just blocking you. So don't bring your garbage to my channel. This channel is not for you anyway. All right. This channel is for righteous women to be warned about you ignorant females, and especially for the black men to be warned about you. So I got a couple of videos coming up. Uh, this is one, and I have another video coming up. That may or may not surprise you, but my channel is to warn black men and put out information that they can use, and maybe we can make right decisions as black men. Right now, this one is simply titled "Black Men Pay Attention and Get Right." I mean, get your finances right, get your mind right, um, and things like that. Right. First of all, brothers, I don't believe all black women are bad. Again, let me reiterate. As a lab tech, we had to take universal precaution is because you didn't know what disease, if you got stuck with a needle or if some blood got on you, was going to kill you. You didn't know what. We know that bad stuff is out there, right? If you don't treat everything like it can kill you and you get careless, you'll run into the thing that can kill you. And this is how we got to treat these black women out here. All right. Not every woman is diseased, so to speak. Not every woman is evil, but so many are. And we're talking about the majority that we need to be aware of who they are. And once we're aware of who they are, then it can inform our decision making on choosing women that are not them. All right. They are the majority. The good women, the righteous women are going to be in the minority, right? But brothers, we need to get our mind right. We need to get everything right. Um, After you watch this video, um, and I'm putting this video back up here because I put this video up before, but I was watching Yosef Ben Yosef, um, and I had a special woman send me this and told me to watch it today. And I was driving back home, and I listened to it, and I was like, holy cow, I did something about this way back when that ties in what he's saying, and it ties into what Baptized the Scribe was saying in this video. And the people we got to watch out for, SBW, with his simps and black women who create them, everything is tying in. So watch these 3 videos after you see my video. So here comes my report.
YouTube, this is the Reluctant Nobby, coming at you again with another commentary, and guess it's getting a little real out there for everybody. And first off, I would like to say thank you for those that subscribe to my channel, and for those that watch this, please subscribe and write a comment and give updates. If you disagree with anything, let us know, and let's keep the dialogue going. This topic is about a martial law exercise that's going on in 6 states to include Texas. And the reason why the emphasis is on Texas is because of Greg Abbott and some comments that he made. And normally you would think that these comments that are made by Texas governors are for the birds, but you know, we have to pay attention to what our government is doing, and I will just leave it at that for right now. The name of the exercise is called Jade Helm 15, and the reason why it's greeted with suspicion is that you have all your special forces organization of all the services coming down to 6 states in the South, naming, putting some states as hostile, which appear to be Republican-run states, and the other states not hostile or docile, which tend to be the democratically leaning states. And I don't know, people make something out of this, but in training, very little, the government does very little that they haven't thought about. I mean, it's all the way down to the clothes people wear when they campaign, the color of the tie that they wear when they come out to make a statement. The politicians are so formulated based on getting people to like them, or the politics is nothing but an ad game in order to manipulate people's mind to do what the politician wants. And while they do not get everybody, you know, they get the majority of the people that just fall for whatever thing. Oh, he looks presidential. How do you look presidential? You could be the president or not the president. You just can't look presidential. It really doesn't make sense. However, looking some way will get you elected no matter how qualified or disqualified you may be. Alright? So, I'm just saying that our government puts a lot of things together, and they leave very little to chance as far as aesthetics and as far as looks. So we have this thing now where you got a bunch of the special forces coming down to train in crowd control and martial law, as they say, for people in other countries. So, I mean, that's bad news all the way around. It's bad news in this way. If they're coming down to practice martial law for a U.S. citizen, then that's bad. If they're practicing martial law for, if they say it's for people in other countries, then are we about to go into another war? Is somebody about to start another war where we need a bunch of guys well trained in urban warfare or crowd control or martial law? Why would we need this, right? And this is the one of the questions that's being asked. So here's a little information on how the Governor Greg Abbott's seeing it or sees it. This is to take place between July 15 and September 15. The idea came down the pipe in March. And the statement that got people to notice what was going on was the one that Greg Abbott made about having the Texas National Guard look over the Army, is because you have a lot of military bases here in Texas. You have SAMSI or Fort Sam, which is responsible for training all medical point personnel in all armed forces: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard. Alright? And then you have the largest base in the United States, which is Fort Hood, where you have the cavalry. Okay? So, it's just crazy. It is just really, really crazy to have something like this in the United States and not be aware of it except through the media. So I kind of understand his point in two ways. One is kind of it was kind of a surprise, and two, you got to say something to calm the people that are thinking the very, very worst. So I can't fault him in some of the comments he made, especially on this issue. Now, if you pay attention to the sign in the background, you have no Gestapo in Bastrop. And this is the point that some of the citizens have been taking, that the way Hitler was able to pacify the citizens of Germany and get such a foothold was by making the citizenship very comfortable with the military, until they just slammed the door on all that in the late 30s. And then you know what happened after that. We end up in a bunch of wars. Now, part of this problem is the lack of trust that people have with the government. I put some of the quotes that I saw while reading a story on this, and these guys pretty much wrap up in their quotes the essence of what people are feeling. And a guy named Bob Wells from Bastrop, he mentioned how Nazi Germany came into power by the troops, appearing ununiformed. Oh, and that's another significant thing. These people will be training in crowd control, and these are the special forces. The special forces who only see orders and will do anything within the limitations of those orders, who tend to follow the orders more closely than your lay soldier, who maybe they have a conscience. I mean, they have a conscience. They're human, but they have been trained to do things that would be unconscionable to other people. All right. Now you put them in civilian clothes and have them walk around amongst the civilians as a training thing. Now, I guess the training is going to be in uniform. But, I mean, we're being conditioned to be okay with militarization. The police shoot to kill first. Remember the days of T.J. Hooker? You know, T.J. Hooker. They show all the police back then was running across roofs, jumping over roofs and stuff like that. They would tackle the guy. Oh no, those days are gone. You know, now the police at just the inference of feeling threatened, they shoot first. Police have become as sissified as frightened women. You know, and I'm gonna say this is because these aren't women shooting dudes that are unarmed. These are Caucasian, white officers that are doing this. Now, the black officers are plain old beating you up in the van when you get in. Alright? But the white officers, out of reflex, out of fear, they shoot first, ask questions later, and they shoot to kill. This is what the police do. They do not police. They shoot to kill. Alright, and I want you to look over to the right and read what Robert Scott Frost wrote. He did a reply to the story, and I thought it was interesting. And so if y'all take the time to read that, well, I'll just say this in my commentary. The problem with this story and anything that anybody or any spokesman from the government can say is, after watching Scandal and all the rest of these shows, people now get a sense that when there's a spokesman, their job is to lie and make something that probably is bad look good and tell people what they want to hear and calm them down and make things not seem as they are. Now, maybe this is innocuous, maybe not. But, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, shoot. We could trust the government. I mean, look at that Iraq thing. That panned out okay. I mean, when we went there, Saddam Hussein had a nuclear bomb just about to fire it at us. Okay, there was no evidence and stuff like that, but it was invisible. You know? And even though in one of my videos I showed you how all the people were from Saudi Arabia, I'm going to believe the government story and not the CIA, the news reporter, and the actual body identification of the people, of the guys and stuff like that, and go with what the government say and say Iraq was all the way responsible for that. You know, it's because the government said, and they don't need evidence. Nope, all they need to do is say it, and it's true. Okay, yes, and yeah, there was all that other evidence to say that nobody from Iraq had anything to do with the Trade Center, or the Twin Towers, and that most of the people were from Saudi Arabia, and the person that set it up was somebody that the United States trained. But we can let that go and just believe what they said. Oh, and we can believe that our intelligence is stupid as all get out, is because that's what the Republicans are saying. Our intelligence weren't all that. Not that the president can make a decision as to which intelligence they're going to put out in the public. Okay? And shoot. And the government wasn't spying on us in our phone records in collusion with all the telephone companies. Oh yeah, that Edward Snowden thing. Dang, how well did that go? All right, so and we never on this one we never bombed and killed an innocent person in any other country when we dropped 15-ton bombs and 500-ton bombs on an area. Not a single child, not a single innocent person was hurt. And if there was a child or an innocent person there, well, they were with a bomb. They were too close to the terrorists, so we labeled them terrorists. Dang, is that a bunch of reasons not to trust the government? So at the end of the day, I wouldn't trust a thing that a politician says. But let's just hope that our military has some kind of integrity left. Because from my experience, the military forces have been running real short on integrity. And because of how they decided to downsize this time, they got rid of all the people with integrity and kept the people that didn't have it. So yes, I am fearful of things that the Army would do. And I will say this, I understand why other people would be fearful of the things that the Army would do or our government is doing. Our government has not been doing right by its people for a while. It has picked the corporations over the people for a while. So basically, in this story, they do not deserve to be trusted. Now, do I think some things are being overblown? Yes, I do. But then I've been wrong about thinking that some things were being overblown when actually they weren't in the past. Dang, that Iraq war thing keeps coming up. You know that, yes, Saddam Hussein, he flew one of the planes into the Trade Center and then mysteriously ended up back in his country. I mean, that's the way it sounded by the time they got finished spinning the story. So, basically, this is about to be a strange new world. Now, I'm saying this from a black man's perspective is because obviously something like this is going to affect the black community first. I mean, it's always us first, then y'all. You know, all the police shooting up black people in the back, the more white juries let them police officers off for killing unarmed men. I don't care what kind of petty thing they committed in the past. Alright, the police have no discretion at all, and they just come up to kill first. That's not a police force. That's an execution force. Alright, so basically this is a case of, alright, black people now, then y'all. Because as soon as y'all are okay with what they do to minorities or people you don't like, at the end of the day, all the people will be feeling the pressure. Think about this. Hitler went after his people and said it was about the Jews. And people were like, yes, get rid of them Jews because we hate them. And then people became complacent in in him systematically killing off the Jews. Which was not as bad as what the Americans did to the black people as far as the slave trade. Millions and millions and millions of black people died as a result of slave trade. Who didn't die was then raped by, and we're talking about the boys, girls, men and women were raped, beat, stripped of their language, stripped of knowledge, any kind of knowledge, conditioned to not be able to read, and only learn the bit of English for menial communication between them and the master, to make sure that there was no place to escape to, and if they did escape, that they would not be able to survive accordingly. So everybody was okay with that. Of course, that built the United States. But in Germany, people got complacent with the Jewish people, same way as white people were complacent with slavery. And at the end of the day, in the future came, and it destroyed Germany. It destroyed the integrity of Germans. It made them look evil. I mean, was it worth it? No. But what Hitler did was he went after the Jews first, then his own people. Except for the people that was going to serve and die for him in the wars. In the United States, the government come after the black people first. Then it'll be the next minority, maybe the black and browns. Oh, but then stuff is going to hit the regular population. Because what people do to the least, they will do to the greater. What leadership does to the least, they will do to those that think they are the greater. Or let's just say what was done to the least will be done to the rest of the population. Alright? So, if you have any more comments, if you have an opinion, if you have something to say about it, let me know. Subscribe. Like or don't like, I don't care. But if you don't like, tell me why I got stuff wrong, and we could discuss that. Alright, subscribe. Bye.